In this question, we will graph and analyze square root functions. Here they have told us to graph a function that is p of x. They have given the function. And then they have also told there's a graph given over here. We need to compare both of those graphs. So first thing is, we need to graph this given function minus 3 square root x plus 2. That is not the same as this one. When you look at this, you'll come to know this is a cubic graph. This is a square root graph. How do you graph it? Let's make table and then graph it. So in order to do the table, more and 7 in the calculator, and then let's type this function, that is minus 3 square root x plus 2, and that's it. Press equal to. You will not get this option. Most of your calculators won't have this. If at all you get it, just press equal to. Don't type anything over here. We have only one function to graph. Now when you're graphing, let's take a reasonable amount. It's always minus 5 to 5. You just memorize these values, it's fine. And now let's start. Look here, this is a square root function. So here you can see there's lots of errors, right? You can see there are plenty of errors. Why? Because when any number inside the square root is minus, it's imaginary. So therefore we get the error. Now let me show you. If I have minus 3 plus 2, what happens? It is square root negative 1, error. But what about this minus 2? If I put minus 2 plus 2, it's 0. Square root of 0 is 0 itself. So that is fine. Therefore, you have errors. Doesn't matter. Ignore those errors. Or what I would suggest is make a table. Like this, you want to make x and y, x, y. I will choose the numbers where it starts with an error. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. And then you can write over here undefined or error. Error is undefined. Undefined, just to make make yourself known that you won't have any point over here. But you start with minus 2 as 0, minus 3, and you can easily see the other points over here in the calculator. You can see these are the points. It is minus 4.24, and then we have minus 5.19. That's enough. Now you will have this grid, isn't it? At minus 3, it's undefined. So don't start over there. In the table, I've just written it, just for the understanding. Minus 2 might be over here. This is minus 2, minus 1, 0. So what is minus 2? It's 0. See, this is 1 point. What happens at minus 1? It's minus 3 somewhere over here. Imagine this minus 3. You have this point. Then at 0, it is minus 4. If this is minus 4 somewhere here, and then over here it keeps on going. See, my graph is not at all to the scale. When you draw it to the scale, it'll be more reasonable graph, but something like this. If you join these all points, you need to join it properly. Please join it properly. This will be the answer. That'll be the graph. So let's look into the answer here. Okay, this is approximately okay. You can see this, that's what we meant to do, isn't it? Here now we can compare. They have started from minus 2. It's absolutely fine. You can start with minus 3 as well. If at all the x values are given in the exam, say the box is given and this is mentioned, then only stick to these points. You can get it in the table. So here minus 2 is 0, minus 1 is 3, minus 3, then 4.2, then 5 minus 5.2, minus 6, and so on. So you can go on doing it. Then you just join it up. So that's the first part. The table and the graph, very, very crucial. The next part is comparing. Now let's compare these two graphs. Let's look at these two graphs here. And these are few things you must remember. Some basic things. What is it? Domain. It's very important. Range. Then what are the intercepts? You can write x-intercept and y-intercept. Where is the x-intercept? Whichever the part of the graph touching the x-axis, that's the x-intercept. Y-intercept is over here. What about this one? X-intercept, y-intercept. Now, where is it increasing and decreasing? You can see this is increasing part of the graph, increasing and increasing itself. It's only increasing, whereas this is decreasing. Positive, negative. Positive in the sense anything above the x-axis, that's positive. Negative is below the x-axis. If this part is positive, negative. Here, everything is negative. And end behavior is what happens, where is it going? Here, end behavior, it stops at 0. And right side, it goes on towards minus infinity. It's going down. Here it goes positive infinity and left one minus infinity. Now let me show you how to write it. You can write in different ways. After all, it's the writing exam, isn't it? So first, let's do the p of x. That is the this one which we graphed just now. The domain is not all real numbers. Domain is always for a square root. Make this equal to 0. X plus 2 must be greater than or equal to 0. So x is greater than or equal to minus 2. So domain is x must be greater than or equal to minus 2. That's it. Now, what about the range? No, what about the other equation? See, you can see it's a cubic. So domain is all real numbers. You can write it as minus infinity to infinity or all real numbers. So this is the thing. What about the range? Here in the graph only you can see you don't need to worry about solving anything. You can see all negative numbers. So here, because we have this minus sign, y is not greater than or equal to, it's less than or equal to 0. There's nothing added to it. So this is why we will just do less than or equal to 0. Whenever there is minus here, we do less than or equal to 0. Now imagine there was plus 2 here. Then it will be less than or equal to 2 plus 2. And if this minus sign is not there, then always it will be greater than or equal to. So these are some rules to remember. What about the range over here? This is a cubic function. It's again all real numbers or minus infinity to infinity. This is the domain and range. Intercepts. Let me write x-intercept is where for this function x-intercept is at 2, x minus 2. X is at minus 2, isn't it? And what about y-intercept? Y-intercept is, see, you can write it approximately. You don't need to write it accurately. Just y is equal to minus 4.2. Now what about this one? It's the same thing. X-intercept at x is equal to 2, positive 2. And y-intercept will be y equals minus 1.2. That's fine. It's approximately, you're assuming it. That's absolutely okay. And increasing and decreasing function. So I'm going to write this over here. What happens? Where is it increasing? No, it is decreasing. You can just tell it's decreasing. Okay, decreasing. This one is increasing. And then we have positive and negative over here. This is negative only. This is all negative function. Now here, where is it negative? Now you can mention over here negative is minus 2. Let's see the answers in a while. But this entire thing is negative. Over here, what I would write is negative is from minus infinity until which point? X is equal to 2. Minus infinity till 2, positive 2, positive till 2 to infinity. Now here as well, you can write negative from minus 2 to infinity. It will be minus 2 to infinity. And end behavior, what is happening at left side and the right side of the graph? Look what is happening. It's going towards infinity, but down, minus infinity. So now remember what you need to write over here. You should always write as x tends to positive infinity, as x tends to minus infinity. This you memorize it. Okay. That means what happens to the right and the left. Positive infinity means right side. What is happening? This is going down. So y will be minus infinity. Y will be minus infinity. If it was going up, it would be positive infinity. But what happens here? At minus infinity, it stops, right? So where does it stop? At y is equal to, y is how much? 0. So this is the line. Y value is 1, 0, minus 1, and so on at 0, right? So we write y is 0. What about this side? At the right side, positive infinity, y value is going upwards. So you write y also is infinity. And this one will be minus infinity. Why? Because it's going downwards. So these are the differentiation. These are comparing features. Now we'll see it all over here. This is it. Now, okay, I have just written decreasing, see over here, decreasing and increasing, right? That is fine, but over here what they are mentioned is as x tends to infinity. It's up to you. See, What they mean is over here decreasing as x tends to infinity means it's keep on decreasing towards infinity. Here also it's increasing, keep on increasing towards infinity. That's what it means. Now other things all are the same, I believe. Let me just check it out. Okay, even over here they have just told it's greater than. I wrote from -2 to infinity. That's absolutely fine. Here they have mentioned all real numbers. These are the things. Now here I have written y. They have written it as a function f of x and p of x. Up to you. You can just mention this. That is y itself. Y and this function, it means the same thing. So this is how we have mentioned minus infinity first. You can start with infinity, minus infinity, up to you. So that is the comparison. That's it. That is how we solve it. Here we can see that examine p of x. That's the function which is 2 less than the cube root of x. See, cube root of x, 2 less than this. Less than the cube root of x minus 2 because it's 2 less, right? This is the given function. So what is the difference here? You have to write the function by yourself. And now we know how to graph. Let's go to mode 7 in the calculator and type this out. Shift and the symbol here, cube root x minus 2. And here we go. You need to press minus 5 to 5 and step of 1. Don't write all the values. You can choose, say, for example, from -3 to 3 is enough. You will get a proper graph. From -3 to 3 is more than enough. Over here from -2 to 2 is taken. You need to write these values just like what we did a while ago in the previous question. Here, choose this. See, they're all matching. And here, yes, it is all correct. They have rounded off to the 2 decimal points. Write them out and then graph it. Choose the point. Say 0 is at -2. Here we go. 1 at -1 and then -1 at -3 and so on. You can easily graph it up. And once we graph, remember we need to compare the features. Let's look at the comparison. Domain of the given function which we drew, it's all real numbers. The range is also all real numbers, domain and range here. But what is the issue with the square root function? We can't have all real numbers. It's always x is greater than or equal to 0. Because here you can see it's only from the positive side of right side of y. So that means x0 and infinity. What about the y? It's greater than or equal to -2. See, it's -2 and more. Therefore, this is the domain and range for the square root function. Now, what are the intercepts here? Intercepts of x is, here it is, -2. Now, this is y-axis, y-intercept. Now, what is x-intercept? It's not mentioned here, but what you can do is there's a simple way. You know the equation, right? Let's just go back. Here, this is the equation, isn't it? If you want to find the intercept and it's not visible in the graph, it's very simple. Make this y is equal to 0. This equation is there, right? Make it equal to 0 and solve for the x. Cube root x, that is -2. Take this -2 to the other side, be 2 cube root x. What is the x value? Cube both the sides, make it power 3, and you'll get 8 is equal to x. This is the way to actually find the x-intercept. You can also find the y-intercept by this method, but also you can easily approximate it. Now, how do you find the y-intercept? You can just make this x equal to 0 in the sense, let me just solve it. Y is equal to cube root x is made 0 -2. Let me solve this up. Y is equal to -2. This is the y-intercept. You can clearly see y-intercept is at -2, x-intercept will be at 8. That's how we can solve it up. Same thing over here, but the first graph we cannot do that because we do not know it, right? We don't know the equation, so you should approximate it itself. Now this is at -2. Here y-intercept is at -2. It touches y-axis at -2. X-intercept, it touches at 4. You can see that's the reason. Now this is increasing. Cubic is increasing. Even this one is increasing towards infinity. Now where is it negative and where is it positive? So here you can see until it touches the x-axis, that is x-intercept is there, right? 8. It is all below the x-axis. So negative for x less than 8 because at 8 it touches the x-axis. Then it goes up. So positive is more than x. X greater than 8. That is positive. For cubic only. Now what about this one? You need to see whether it is going upwards or downwards. If it was downwards, it would have been only negative, but here it goes upwards. Where does it touch? At 4. Till x4 less x less than 4 is negative, whereas x greater than 4 will be positive. What about the end behaviors? I told you, memorize this. X will be infinity and minus infinity. Now here, if you look carefully, at minus infinity, left side, it is going minus infinity itself. It's going downwards. Whereas at positive infinity, it's going upwards. So it's infinity. Look here, is there anything else, any part of the graph left side of a y-axis? That means minus infinity. No, you can ignore that. You can just take x towards infinity because it's from 0 to positive only, going to the right. It's going upwards, so it's positive infinity. That is the reason for all this. Now, you need to remember this. If they give this in the exam, it's well and good. Otherwise, you need to remember, look at the graphs and you can easily fill the table. Here as well, they have given us the equation in the calculator, more than 7. Then type this equation, that's square root x minus 2. Then press next and type plus 5. Here, this is the first equation. Ignore the second equation. Start at minus 5, end it at 5. Step is 1. You get value. See, it's error. Now you get these values. So you can just start writing at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's more than enough in the table. Some of the values. You don't need to write so many. Just a few values are enough, and then you get this graph. It's very easy. 2 is 5, whereas 3 is 6, 4 is 6.41, and easily plot some points and join them together. Next is very important. We are comparing. What is the domain? See, both are square root functions. What is the domain here? It's greater than or equal to x. Y is greater than or equal to 5. That's over here. What about this one? It's less than or equal to 2. So you can see it's going to the left side. It's x is less than or equal to 2 and greater than or equal to 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Now, is there any x-intercept here? No, it's not touching the x-axis. Is there any y-intercept? No, there's none. That's why it's none and none. What about this? No x-intercept. It doesn't touch x-axis. But it'll touch the y-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Exactly it's 6.41, but doesn't matter. In your exam, you can write it as 6.5 or 6.4. That's okay. Where is it increasing, this one? It is, yes, increasing towards infinity. This one is also increasing, but here, see here, it goes left side. From here, it's originating and it goes towards this side. So there is two ways to write it actually. But since it's originating going, you write increasing, that's enough. Otherwise, you can write it is decreasing like this. But the arrow, look at the arrow where it is going. It's going to the left, so it is increasing. It's going up, you can say. So that is why it's increasing. And where is it positive and negative? Both are just positive. There's nothing below the x-axis, so it's positive and positive. This one is positive, greater than x equals 2. This one, less than x equals 2. Here, p of x is the below function. Q of x is the above function. And what about the end behaviors? See, here, there is nothing at the left side of the x-axis. So what you do is, it's going only towards the right. Just tell x as it goes to infinity, y is also going to infinity. But look here, it's going towards the left. So now over here, what happens is, towards x is towards minus infinity, it'll go infinity itself. Though it's over here, there's nothing going towards the right. It's not like this. It's not going left side. It's only towards one side. So only one, which side is it going? Minus infinity, right? Therefore, we tell from x towards minus infinity, y will be infinity, y or q of x. So this is how we compare it. And now here we have been told a multiple choice question. This is the writing part of the exam, but you know how to graph it, right? Minus square root x plus 6 minus 2. You can do the table method and figure out the correct graph. But now, whenever you have minus 2, that means it goes down by 2 units. And if this is minus, instead of going up, it will go down. So I can easily eliminate these both options. It's either this or this. So here you can see each unit is 2. So I can see this is correct, either this or this. But which one is the correct one? x plus 6 should be greater than or equal to 0, so x must be greater than or equal to minus 6. So minus 6 is option B. Here it should originate at minus 6, and y must be at minus 2 because it's at minus 2. And this minus indicates it's going downwards. So B is correct option. What about this function? You have all the four options. You need to choose the correct one. There's one way you can choose all these four in the calculator and figure out which is the correct one. That's one thing. Now, what is this cube root 1 by 3? That means it's cube root. Okay. This is equal to x power 1 by 3. Now, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. This is entirely wrong. This would mean it is going either right side or left side because there is bracket, right? That is towards the domain x-axis. Now, when you do plus or minus, this will either go up and down. Now, since we want down, it's option C because it's minus 4. It's very simple. Cube root function, you can easily understand. It's going down by 4 units, so it's minus 4, option C. And that is the end of all the writing part questions. I hope you have found these videos helpful and beneficial. I wish you all the best for your exams. Please do prepare well in advance for your exams. Don't leave it at the last minute. And if you have any doubts, please try rewatching the video or ask your questions in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you very soon. And thank you very much for your support for my channel. I'm really humbled by all the appreciation and thanks I receive on the channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you could do me a huge favor, then please do share this channel with anyone who do not know about this and who could benefit from it. And if you can, please do hit the subscribe button and like my videos. It would mean a lot. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.